If the sun suddenly blinked out of existence, you'd have nothing to worry about, for the first 8 minutes, anyway. After that, all hell would likely break loose. Still, it wouldn't be the instantaneous end to life on Earth that you might think. When the lights go down, light takes roughly 8 minutes to reach Earth from the sun. For that reason, if the sun disappeared, we'd still see it in the sky for another 8 minutes. But what about gravity? The sun is the anchor point of the solar system. At 333,000 times the mass of Earth, it exerts a hefty pull that keeps the planets locked in their orbits. If all that gravitational force disappeared, it would still take us 8 minutes to feel it. That's because, according to Einstein's theory of relativity, gravity travels at the same speed as light. So go ahead, watch the rest of that Netflix episode. You'll be golden for another 8 minutes. Chaos creeps in slowly after that, though. Earth still wouldn't be snuffed out. Electricity would still work, and it would still take up to an hour for the light from our planets to be reflected back to Earth, so there would be a peaceful glow in the sky. With no sunlight, photosynthesis would stop. But that would only kill some of the plants. There are some larger trees that can survive for decades without it. Within a few days, however, the temperatures would begin to drop, and any humans left on the planet's surface would die soon after. Within 2 months, the ocean's surface would freeze over, but it would take another 1,000 years for our seas to freeze solid. By then, however, the atmosphere would collapse, radiation would seep in, and Earth would be an inhospitable wasteland drifting aimlessly through space. Lucky for you, the sun is showing no signs of disappearing anytime soon. If the sun was no more, then Earth would be drawn to a new center of gravity. The gravity of Earth and the rest of the solar system would be affected. With there being no constant energy supply from the sun, Earth would start drifting into space. The idea that life could be sustained indefinitely without the sun is a silly dream. Maybe in some sort of base, for instance a dome with nuclear energy, humans could survive for some time. The good thing is that there wouldn't be much life to be threatened by the nuclear waste, but there probably also wouldn't be any liquid water to cool the power system down. If you mean just the light of the sun going, all photosynthetic organisms, including plants and algae, would die. But if other types of energy were still coming from the sun, chemolithotrophic life would still survive, and humans could grow plants with artificial light. We would have to adapt to living in the dark, perhaps by wearing night vision goggles. The Earth's atmosphere has some capacity to hold in heat but not much of one. A relatively simple calculation would show that the Earth's surface temperature would drop by a factor of 2 about every 2 months if the sun were shut off. The current mean temperature of the Earth's surface is about 300 Kelvin. This means in 2 months the temperature would drop to 150 Kelvin and 75 Kelvin in 4 months. To compare, the freezing point of water is 273 Kelvin. So basically it'd get too cold for us humans within just a few weeks. Some bacteria seem to be capable of surviving at extremely cold temperatures in space, so there would probably still be some limited bacterial life left on Earth. But anything else would die pretty quickly. If you made this far in the video, subscribe. We could probably survive if we went deep underground where the Earth's internal heat is higher, or if we built totally isolated habitation domes. But at the moment, I don't think we're capable of something like that on any appreciable scales.